Firefly canon wasn't live.
Firefly canon is...
The three of us will have to hold that in our hearts forever because that was a great moment, honestly.
Firefly canon is kind of weird, man. You know, and it's going to be like that with a show that
yeah, there's only one season worth of canon to have, plus a movie that isn't canon anymore.
Yeah.
And, like, most of the canon at this point is comic books.
And and this is the pre-show, everybody. We're just talking shit, just getting ready for the show. This is the part of the show where we talk about what we're going to do on the show. But yeah, we're talking about Firefly and how it's probably, I think it's got obviously it's got more content in the comics than it ever did as a TV show because there's only one damn season. But I don't follow that. Does anybody follow? I don't follow.
No,
Firefly
I don't really follow it either. No.
I mean, we should, you know.
Should we?
I don't know. Should we? I was a fan of Firefly as a show.
I liked Firefly.
Even though probably the exact
oh my god, that's weird. That's
really
weird, Dave.
Like, I'm a comic book reader who likes these nerdy shows. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's really weird, Dave. We're live, by the way.
Change that.
I don't know if you can change that without diving out.
I have to dive out.
Do it.
Go ahead.
Dive out. Change it.
We're still in the show. Yeah. The show is on postponed hiatus until David fixes his cringy. It's cringy. It is. It's weird, dude. It's weird. But yeah, I don't follow Firefly as much as, I don't know. I was a real big fan of all that shit.
It's been over a decade now since it's been gone. I think it's fine to put Firefly to bed.
Yeah,
you know, they relaunched Firefly. There's like
they did
in the comics.
In the comics,
as much as it is like the go-to example of a show that was like cut down before its time, it's been long enough now that we probably should just let go of that.
Well, I'm let go of them like a revival. You know what I mean? Like bringing the same cast back and doing that. But
that window is
they
closed.
wanted to do like what they're doing in the comics, like bring the show back. I'm 100% for a Firefly
Next Generation type of thing.
Hey, dude, you took the words right out of my mouth. Firefly, the Next Generation.
Well, there's plenty of the verse to explore, you know.
Oh, this guy. You can't take this guy from Dave.
You can't take this guy from me.
You can't.
We're going to talk about a lot on the show. I've got a lot of news. Segment 1 is going to be lit. I watched some dope shit. In the news, we're going to talk about the Lord of the Rings show that's coming to Amazon. Some news broke on it, and we're going to follow that
about the budget.
Yeah,
they are making it rain on the Lord of the Rings show.
It's going to be fly, dude.
All the titties that are supposed to be on.
Oh my god, no! It's not. We will talk about that. It is not going to be Game of Thrones.
Lord of the Rings is not an appropriate show for titties.
It is not. What? No.
What is?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying they shouldn't have them.
Oh, okay. I thought you said. Oh, you said tits.
It's not an appropriate show for nudity and gratuity.
Oh, I thought you said not an appropriate show for kids.
No.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, moving on. We'll get back to that. It's going to be great to talk. I'm very excited I added that. I added that late to the news, actually. Hellfire Gala, it has been revealed. I got thoughts on it. Kind of a bummer. Not the selection, just the way they just told everybody. We got an X-Court preview for the first issue. The Batman line is getting even bigger. Even bigger. More Batman. Oh man, we're going to talk about the new Carrie Andrews project that was announced.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it looks so good. It looks so good. And World War She-Hulk, we're just going to touch on that a little bit. You know, was that laugh? Were you laughing, Dave?
Yeah.
At World War She-Hulk?
Mm-hmm. I knew it was going to happen eventually.
No, whatever. Are you eating?
Snacking.
He's like, yeah, man, I'm carbo loading for the show. Carbo loading. And then Mortal Kombat hype.
Oh yeah,
that's this upcoming week here. Yeah,
it should have been the other day.
It should have been, but
they changed it.
They made us wait. They did the same thing with Kong.
Oh, they did. They did. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier. Man, this show
just keeps getting better, man.
Dude, Isaiah Bradley broke my fucking heart. You kidding me? I was like, I got misty when he's talking. Misty. All right, and then food news. I do have some food news. It's breakfast. No moment of destruction this week. Well, Adam's got something.
Well, kind of. He's
You got a
kind of in
toy.
disarray at the moment.
We will have one next week. There are a couple books coming out, and I got a toy on the way, and I cannot wait to show off.
Tell us.
No, it's a secret. I'm not telling you. And then we have comics. Man, I had such a busy week that I do not have many comics to talk about in top 3, but I will talk about them.
Yeah, Gomer, unlike Marvel Comics, knows how to let the anticipation build.
Yes, dude. Yes. I saw that news and I was like, "What the hell? I didn't want to know this early."
He just wants everybody to have a reasonable expectation for what's about to go down.
Yeah. We are gonna be doing more shows. We got them scheduled. The 20th, the Geekterion collection will be doing The Fifth Element.
Multipass.
Maybe super exciting.
Probably my favorite movie of all time, man. If I had to narrow it down to one geek movie.
Interesting choice.
I love this movie.
It's a solid choice.
It is a solid choice.
It's so weird and it contradicts itself in so many ways. It's just so fascinating and it's so bad. You know, it's bad. I know it's bad.
No, it's not.
It's not bad.
It is
dude.
not bad. It is very good.
It's so bad it's good. And then top
I
5.
think it's good.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. That's going to be Tuesday the 20th. That's just a day away. Only a day away. And then next week, top 5. Another instance of top 5. We're going to do top 5 comic book characters on the 27th. It's going to be fun. The comic book bullies are going to be hanging out with us for both of those. Go search around and check those out. Actually, we got a link to them up at, let me find it. Yeah, right here, outrightgeekery.com. Just go to there and there's a bunch of links to all kinds of different shit. And one of those is the comic book bullies. I just added that.
Good.
Cool. Anything else? Did anyone else bring any news to
No, man. Why do you think we would do any work for this?
Why do you think we're that reliable?
Exactly.
Even if we did, that's a pretty full plate you got for us already.
I know,
We gotta
it
have
is
some
a lot.
time to talk.
That's see how Taylor's like, no, I didn't do shit, Gomer, but you did a great job, man. All right, let's go.
Well, I don't want to boost your ego. You
Thank
already
you.
have
You're
such
right.
a big one already.
I don't need it. I don't need it. All right, let's.
Oh boy, this is fun.
This is not a new intro.
Mhm.
It's the same old intro.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Man, I did a bunch of cool videos. I took like Sam Wilson from Falcon Winter Soldier when he's throwing the shield, doing the practicing, you know, when he's running, like a training montage.
Gotta have a
And
montage.
I put some Rocky music behind it. It's like 2 or 3 different songs. Facebook just ripped them all. And he was like, no, go to hell. Greetings, geeks. Welcome back. Another episode of This Geek in Comics. Or a Geeker's comic book shit talk show.
Shit Dog Show.
Co-host
Talk
Gomer.
show.
Along with co-host Adam Normal, co-host Taylor, and co-host AKA David. How's it going, gentlemen? How's your week? How's everything going?
It's going pretty good, man.
Pretty good.
Good.
Play.
Do you
I
guys
got
anything
my first vaccination shot scheduled
nice
for tomorrow.
almost
Congratulations.
5G. Working on that 5G. I'm getting mine Tuesday, my first one. I believe
Awesome.
scheduled for that.
Well, then
Awesome.
you guys are like T-minus 6 weeks from being fully inoculated.
Oh man, it sounds like so long.
But it's a finite date for you, you know.
It's like Christmas. Yeah, you have it marked on the calendar. You know what to expect. Yeah. So then it's all back to normal. I'm gonna. I'm just kidding.
Well,
It's not.
hopefully
It's not.
soon. I
It's
mean,
not.
we still gotta all be smart about this until enough people have the shot.
Yeah, everybody, be smart. Go get your shot, or don't. You know what? I don't care. I'm not here to
Get
tell
you
what
a
to do.
Fauci
Go
out.
get your shot.
I wish you would. I really wish you would. But again, I don't. Whatever.
No, go
Honestly.
get it.
Taylor says go get your shot.
Yeah, I say go get it too, but I'm not. I'm also going to asterisk that with, hey man, do whatever you want. I don't care.
That just completely invalidates what you said. Bro.
I
You
watched,
absolutely must. Asterisk, if you feel like it.
dude. Isn't that America? You got to do this, but if you don't want to, it's cool too. I mean, that's the whole country, man. Anyway,
Let's save the This Is America stuff until we talk Falcon and Winter Soldier because it's a
because yes,
dedication
yes,
for it. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I watched the
Definitely.
first episode of The Nevers.
How was that?
It was okay.
It's like Victorian X-Men, right?
It's fucking dude. That's in my notes. It's Victorian London X-Men. Like the spaceship flies over, everybody gets irradiated, and a bunch of people get cool powers. This girl in the forefront, in the center, she's got like psychic sort of powers. This girl to the left of her has like these psychic not psychic, like it's psychic, but it's electric psychic. Like she can almost talk to energy in a weird way.
And who shoots laser beams out of their eyes?
Nobody shoots lasers out of their eyes. There are there are no fiery space birds. There's nothing like that. There is a girl who's like 12 feet tall. That's pretty cool. There's a girl who it's one of the girls that these two women in the front went to go find and adopt,
And she had claws.
No, she snicked. She had one in her toe too. It was whack. But no, she could just started speaking Chinese out of nowhere, and then her voice changed to Russian, and so she's got there's actually a word for that, for being able to just inherently understand languages. Like people have actually had this ability in real life. Not to that extent, but just immediately they could understand the language, and people were saying it's whatever when you are reborn from an old thing, whatever, and it resurrect. I don't know, whatever. But it was cool, dude. It was okay for a watch. It was okay. But I also watched a documentary. I guess it's been out for a while. I watched it just before Showtime, and that's why I didn't get to read a couple of books. But it's called The Orange Years, the Nickelodeon story.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Dude, it was like a nostalgia machine, man.
I bet.
That was
How far back does it go?
To the beginning, when it started out in Cleveland, Ohio, as a vote by numbers sort of thing. They had this technology in just this one city in Ohio where you'd push a button on this little remote and you could vote on different shit going on. And they would have a gong show style thing, but they would also have just regular, TV shows. And you say, I like this, I don't like this. Interactive TV is new thing. It didn't take off, but the guy who started that said this is one of the shows that came to him was Pinwheel, which was their sort of Sesame Street style show. And one of the very first show. I remember that too, dude. I come up on Plus and Minus. You kidding me? You're it. No, you're it. Got you last. Love that shit. And he brought that to Nickelodeon, and then it just went from there. And no one would make original content for him. Nobody would syndicate for him. So they had to go to other countries to get their shit, which is why we got You Can't Do That on Television.
Yeah, because that was Canadian.
And that was Danger Mouse.
European.
So
English.
British. So all those shows that they originally. Well, that too. All these shows they originally got were all syndicated, and then they started doing their own shit. Double Dare.
Double Dare is the first one you said that I actually recognize being on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I came, I guess, after first wave Nickelodeon. But
well, you know how they dump. You know how they dump slime on everybody.
Yeah.
They got that from You Can't Do That on television.
Okay.
It was basically Saturday Night Live before
with kids
before all that and Keenan and Kel.
I do have some fond memories of Nickelodeon with Keenan and Kel and all that.
Yeah.
Legends of the Hidden Temple is probably my favorite Nickelodeon.
I do like Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, they went into all the game show stuff, dude. It's really rad. It's on Hulu. Everybody should watch it because they also talk about how they had diversity, in the 90s and stuff like that. They had diversity in characters and actors and creators, but also in the content. Ren and Stimpy was a Nickelodeon jam, dude.
It was. It was.
That shit wouldn't fly today on a network made for kids, right? They got away with a lot of shit.
It didn't fly on a network made for adults when they brought it back.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, there's not much to Ren and Stimpy besides shock value,
Well, sure.
There's a whole story behind Ren and Stimpy. It was pretty much Ren and Stimpy was a rebellion against the standards in animation of the time.
Yeah, they get into that.
I can see that, but that doesn't necessarily make it good.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't necessarily make it good, but there's a lot of these shows that stem from these projects that Mighty Mouse back in the 90s.
Yeah.
That show is the genesis for a lot of the stuff that we have going into present day. Because a lot of those creative minds on that on Mighty Mouse got their start on Mighty Mouse. So like we had was it the guy who did Samurai Jack and Powerpuff Girls?
Jenny Kardakovsky?
Yeah, he was involved in that tangentially somehow. I think like Seth MacFarlane was to a degree. But it was like these little unknown shows that
show
spawned
wasn't
that.
on Nickelodeon.
It wasn't on Nickelodeon, but it went on to like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and all that.
Yeah, those are the same sort of stories they tell about the shows that were on Nickelodeon. So it's dope. Check it out. It was fun. Drew my attention. Let's do news.
And now the news. If the world will stop spinning.
I think it's actually spinning the wrong way too. Seriously, I think the Earth actually spins in the other direction.
I believe that it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Should I play it again? Let's play it again.
Damn you, Superman!
Okay, so that is going the wrong way.
It is. That is going the wrong direction. Yeah. So we're in a different universe.
Well,
it could be Earth after that one episode of Futurama where they reversed the Earth's rotation.
Yeah.
I think it's right for us because we're usually just wrong anyway. So
might as well be wrong all the way around.
It braces the audience for how wrong we're going to be.
Yeah.
We're
in the world where Khaleesi was.
Here's Sauron. He's got a nice little piece of bling.
Yeah.
Amazon is doing a Lord of the Rings TV show. Okay. Just one season is done. They're finishing it off. The first episode is coming later this year. We don't know much, but the price tag on it is $465 million.
Woo!
If they're spending that much money on it, it really should be good.
Gomer, thank you for helping fund that.
Yeah, I got shit dropped off of Amazon every other day. So yeah, you're welcome, y'all.
Well, not only better it be good, but people better watch it too. That's the big thing.
Is Peter Jackson's Weta Workshop even involved in this?
No, as far as I know, he is not involved at all.
I'm not talking about Peter Jackson. I'm talking about Weta Workshop.
It's none of that shit. But again, I don't know. I haven't really looked into it that hard. Honestly, I added this last minute because I figure we should make a big deal out of this. And when it comes,
I'm excited for it. I love Lord of the Rings.
I love Lord of the Rings.
They're some of my favorite movies. So
they are my favorite movies of all. They are my very favorite movies of all time. As much as I love all the MCU stuff, as much as I love all the stuff from the Geek Terry collection that you guys have been rattling off now, Lord of the Rings still sits on the top of the pyramid for me.
And I like the books too, man. I like all that. I just like all that Lord of the Rings shit. I think it's Harry Potter before Harry Potter.
It's a lot of things before a lot of things, because more so than maybe any other property, we owe Lord of the Rings for the idea of like this expansive secondary world, I think was the term that Tolkien used, like a fully fleshed out setting with lots of lore and nuance to it, like histories that are not actually part of the story, but are there for you to go look up if you want to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So shows like Star Trek and Star Wars definitely owe a lot to that sort of idea.
And I'm pretty sure, just an example, I'm pretty sure he's the first guy to create a language just for a fictional universe.
He created a fictional universe just so that he could create a language.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yes,
but
he was much more concerned about creating that language than
it's very
the universe.
Confusing if you tell the story like that. You know what I mean? But
I mean that does explain why there's so much goddamn poetry in the book. But
yeah. But
those books are a little dry to read.
Well, I love the books. I like
the books, but I like the movies a whole lot.
The movies, yes.
What about the Hobbit movies? The Hobbit movies, you like?
They're
those
okay.
I love the Hobbit movies, man.
I like them a lot, but
they're not the same though.
They're not epic.
Yeah,
they look worse.
I mean,
they gotta have Legend of Korra syndrome. Where like on their own, it's pretty good, but it's forever in the shadow of something better.
Sure,
sure. That's a good way to put it. But I prefer the animated Lord of the Hobbit.
Oh, here we go.
Fucking god,
Leonard Nimoy, fanboy.
You're talking about the old like Rankin Bass ones? I mean, those are
garbage. Yes, that's exactly what he's talking about. Yes.
Those are the ugliest looking characters.
I love it though. I love it.
Gross.
You and Jules can have a Geek Tyrion collection episode alone where you two can just go off about it.
I wonder how they're gonna do
That'll be the thing that ends outright geekery. It'll pull the plug.
These guys.
The powers that be will find a way to shut us down for that.
See, like parts of the Hobbit, I want them to do in this new one. Like when the dwarves are singing and shit.
Oh, okay. Dan, I will
dude.
say that like the first of those 3 movies was my favorite, and I really love the dwarf singing part because in the books I hated the poetry. I hated all the whenever they like would break away and like, okay, I get it. You wanted to write some fucking stanzas here. But yeah, in the movie though, it's a really cool like atmosphere. Like they're singing like a hymn, Like this isn't just gold to them. It's their birthright. It's their homeland, and it's like this sacred thing to them. That really comes across when they're singing about it.
Yeah. But no, I guess you're right about the books. It does come on. It's kind of like reading Misery, the book, because he's like writing a book in the book. And I read the book in the book, and everybody else I know who's read Misery is like, nah, I didn't read the book in the book. And I'm like, man, I liked the book in the book. But man, I'm stoked for this, man. I just wonder what they're gonna. I mean, where are they gonna go? I heard they're going to like the second generation or the second
age.
Second age, and Sauron's gonna forge.
They'll probably
rings.
just do Silmarillion stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking
they're
probably
gonna pull stories here and there out of there.
That shit's boring, man. It's terrible.
I mean, some of it's pretty interesting.
They can still pull a lot from that, I guess, if they adapt.
I mean,
right.
The Silmarillion itself is basically just like a lore compendium.
Yeah,
it's just a
whole bunch of short stories in it.
It's bad. But we're gonna see Sauron, and he's gonna be having some bling. He's like, "I got you guys. I'm gonna forge you guys up some dope rings." Ching ching. All right, moving on. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that whenever it comes, every week. When there's an episode. Because I'm sure they're going to drop it
if it's good.
Even if it sucks, we're going to tear into it.
I don't know if I want to talk about
we
it
need to
every
watch
week if
it.
it sucks.
That is our responsibility.
Even if it's good, you're going to tear into it.
If it's a bad show, a one-time, let's talk about this thing that, is definitely a blip on the Geek World radar, sure. But, a recurring segment where we just shit on something over and over again, I don't want to do that.
But my thing about it is, if Lord of the Rings is such an important, like we were talking about, it's such an important, entertaining, just awesome franchise. This show is important for the continuation of that franchise. There's not really much else they can do.
I mean, that's true.
They do new movies.
As much as it's a beloved property.
Property.
There's not much to it. I mean, they basically every few decades redo the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
Usually in cartoon form, but then they did the definitive one in the early 2000s.
There's no way they're going to redo that live action movie. There's no way.
Even all these years later, I feel like that is too ballsy a move.
It stands up, dude.
It does.
It really does.
I don't think anybody could do a better job of adapting that material anyway.
Yeah,
I think that it has a timeless quality to it. I really don't think you can approach that and be like, I got an idea that Peter Jackson didn't try. No, you don't. You cannot do it better.
Yeah, it can't be Dune.
Dune's a little different, man, because Dune, it's all about the sci-fi and the those sorts of elements.
Well, I'm referring to it outside of the work.
Yeah.
When his son took over and tried to finish the books.
Oh, sure. Well, and that's the thing. TV show is the only place they can go now for Dune or for Lord of the Rings. That's like I'm saying. You can't redo the movies. All the books have been adapted, and what are they can do? Another anime? They could do anime, I guess. Do another animation.
I mean, we haven't actually had a good animated Lord of the Rings. Well, the botchy ones weren't bad.
Oh, those were okay.
Yeah. But the Rankin Bass ones are garbage, and you're stupid for liking them.
I think it's the botchy ones I like.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Let's move on. X-Men Hellfire Gala. It's coming up. A couple months. I'm ready.
I don't like how they've already spoiled everything.
Yeah, I don't like how they spoiled it either.
I would have liked them to reveal the roster in the issue,
Yeah, the main part, the big deal about the Hellfire Gala is we're getting a new X-Men team. After X-Men Ten of Swords, whatever the hell, the Cyclops was kind of pissed, that the X-Men have sort of have moved away from their heroic traditions, and he said we're going to reform the team. So then they got this Hellfire Gala, which is really just a diplomatic supper, them just getting together and partying, rubbing elbows with important people in the Marvel universe for whatever reasons. And that's all great. But the main thing is they're forming this new X-Men team. And we all, the fans, everybody listening and us, got to vote on who the member was going to be. And like we said, like Adam said, like we were talking about, it's been spoiled. We already know who's on the team, who won the vote, And it kind of sucks because we wanted to learn in the pages of the book.
Yeah. So, you want to go ahead and announce who won the vote?
Well, let's announce the votes first, okay? There were 10 candidates, all strong mutants all. Number 10 came in number 10, strong guy.
My vote.
Mine too. And then Cannonball, Marrow, Boom Boom. I love Boom Boom, but man, she's alcoholic. She got some problems.
She has a lot of problems right now.
I hate her name. She just has a stupid name.
I love that because she makes bombs that go boom boom.
Okay,
so she's
pretty simple.
Just one boom. Just one boom would be better. Armor, who has already been an X-Men.
Armor's who I voted for.
She's a good choice. She was already an X-Men on that great astonishing run. Tempo at number 5. Tempo's kind of lame. It's just a weird ability. Forge, who I didn't think ever stood a chance. I can't believe he was that high.
Forge makes much more sense as a supporting character. He's cute. You know, you show up for him when you need like tech support with something.
Exactly. He's the guy you go visit before you do the missions, not the guy you take on the missions. He's not so much a MacGyver. You know what I mean? He's not. Yeah. He's more like R&D. He's not MacGyver where you just give him a few things and he can fix the day. Yeah, I never understood that. Top 3 were Sunspot, Banshee, and your newest member of the X-Men, Polaris. Here's the whole team. Let me get that banner out of the way for a hot second. Which is cool.
You know, I kind of like my Polaris in X Factor, but you know, this be all right.
Well, she's really done all she could there. She was a big part of the Ten of Swords.
Yeah.
Which coming off of that, I figured that she would be more prominent in a book anyway because of the things that she had going on in that. So to me, the vote does feel kind of skewed. You know, maybe we had some ballot stuffing here. The mail-in ballots got lost.
There was some calls made to the Georgia governor.
But Cyclops and Jean Grey, of course, they're going to be on there.
Of course.
They were already going to, be on top of that.
I love Laura Wolverine.
Oh, I love Laura being on there. Wolverine, she deserves it.
With Sync, so we can actually explore that relationship.
That is very interesting. It's going to be very weird for them to be on the same team with Sync knowing and remembering this decades-long relationship that him and Laura had where they fell in love and became soulmates, really. But Laura doesn't remember any of it. It's going to be really weird. Sunfire's on the team, which is a good choice, good powerhouse, supernatural powerhouse sort of character. And then Rogue, which along with Sync is kind of weird. They're both.
It is a little weird because you have 2 mutants with basically the same power.
Yeah, I mean, they're a little bit different. Sync is a Xerox machine. He can copy powers. Rogue is like a Xerox machine on a tank. You know, she's already got...
She permanently has Captain Marvel's power. So if they were both like alone in a room with a bunch of normal humans, Sync would get the shit kicked out of him.
Well, no, he would have the same powers as Rogue.
No, I'm saying like if Sync was in a room and he was fighting a bunch of normal people and no one else was in the room, Sync would get his ass handed to him, but Rogue would still dominate.
Yeah, he's just a normal guy. It's weird. I'm not sure how they're going to play into that. Here's one of the covers for it, which is great. Kind of throwback action cover.
Looks like a wraparound.
Oh, I like that. This is the wraparound cover.
I figured they went ahead and revealed it so they could go ahead and get this promo art out in the wild, but I don't know. I feel like I still would have liked to have gotten to wait.
There's a lot going on. We got Sentinels, dinosaurs.
I didn't like them showing off full pages of all the people who lost the vote. I felt like they gave away too much of the actual books.
Once they started doing those, I figured they'd like narrow it down. Like, okay, but we're not telling you the top 4. But no, they went ahead and just did the whole thing.
Yeah, me too. And I'm not sure that those are panels that are actually going to make the books. I think those are extra. Which just means the issue that
I don't know. I guarantee you those will end up in the actual book. There's no way.
I bet a backup feature, maybe.
Well, why would they make a big deal out of the reveal now? When the book comes out, I mean. Why would they make a big deal out of it when the book actually comes out if they've done busted their nut already? Doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
That's why we're questioning it.
Yeah.
I did like the voting. I wish they had revealed it better, but I do like this lineup. It's a pretty cool team.
Yeah, a couple of things that I will say. Again, we already talked about Sync and and Rogue being on the same team. I love Synch and Laura being on the same team because Wolverine and him have this weird relationship. It's just a matter of time before Synch absorbs Jean Grey's powers and like accidentally shows her their entire, hundreds of years hanging out together.
I want to be surprised.
Right. The Polaris is a powerhouse in and of herself, man. I mean,
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not Omega level, but
yeah, she's Diet Magneto, but Diet Magneto is still pretty jacked,
dude. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as far as Omega level mutants go, I'm pretty sure that Jean Grey is the only Omega level mutant on the team. Which I'm sorry, that's weird. That's weird. They have a lot of characters at their disposal to make this a powerhouse sort of team. But I will say I hate that Rogue is not going to be on a team with Gambit anymore. I liked that. That was one of my favorite parts of Excalibur was them.
Are they ending together. Excalibur?
I don't know. I have not heard that officially, but it makes sense because they're adding all of these other books. This week we get Way of X. In a couple weeks we get X Corp. We know Cable is going away, but there are still other books that are coming. We know they've been teased. This new X-Men book has been teased, even though I guess the other X-Men book is going away. And we got 2 secret books. One by Vita Ayala and one by Jonathan Hickman. This is the connecting cover for the Stormbreakers. Each one of these characters, or I guess, sections or whatever, is done by a different artist, which is why the characters all look different. If you'll notice, there are, the regular X-Men, Jean Grey, Sunspot, Synch, but Professor Xavier is also on the list here, or he's there. But he's not really part of the team.
That pose in Polaris Scott is a throwback to the X-Men one from the 90s.
Oh, nice. These all might be sort of throwbacks, but yeah, that's good eye there. But I have a question about Professor Xavier being so prominent in this cover or in the #1 cover. All right. Right now we have X-Force doing the work that the X-Men would have typically done in the context of the X-Men and the mutants previously being what the mutants were.
Well, they're doing the dirty work.
Well, that's what they are now. They are a government now. The people who do the heroing, quote unquote heroing for governments are secret agents, secret agencies.
Well, in Wolverine this week, they did lay it out pretty neatly when they said that X-Force is Krakoa's CIA.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, the whole point of this new X-Men team is that they're operating outside of Krakoa law, isn't it?
Well, yes and no.
They are going around killing people, and that's one of like the 3 laws that they're supposed to have. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But that's my. So you're saying that X-Force works outside of Krakoan law?
Well,
yes.
Well, yeah. Well, X-Force does, but I'm saying the new X-Men team. Yeah. Didn't Cyclops start it because he wanted to be outside of the council rule? He wanted a team that could operate outside of the legal bounds because
get rid of a lot of the bureaucracy.
Cut out all that red tape.
Nintendo Swords,
Xavier ain't gonna like that.
They actually first revealed Nintendo. Actually, he
Xavier
did like it.
He
did. Magneto and
shit.
Xavier did. Well, kind of tacitly approve it.
That remains to be seen. But like when Nintendo Swords, when Cyclops went up to Magneto and Xavier and was like, you know what, we should have the X-Men back, and I'm not gonna listen to you old men. They were like, yeah, fuck us. You're right, Cyclops.
No, they were. I'm just saying, Xavier has an agenda, and it's bigger than everybody else's. We know it is, him and Moira. That this is a problem. I think it's going to be set up where Charles Xavier wants this team to be like the token mutants for the world to see. This is our example to the world. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, who's really doing the work? X-Force. They're the ones who are really doing the work.
I mean,
Jean Grey is the key there because she's been on both teams. This X-Men team is not going to like the fact that there is an X-Force. They're just not. You know what I mean? They would be villains. Dude, the X-Force is basically the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. They have the same tactics, the same...
but they're on the same side now.
Oh, are they, though? That's what I think this new X-Men book is going to do.
Well, as much as like the different X teams,
dividing lines.
I don't know about that, but I do agree that I think that there is something sinister going on with Xavier.
Oh, for sure.
Whatever, like Moira told him something, or maybe even did something to him to get him to start this all up.
She ain't got no powers, man. She didn't. She's just a
she does. She has the fucking reincarnation power, but
she's just a sweet old lady. She's just a sweet old lady.
No, she's a bad bitch, man.
She's awesome. I love her so much. My favorite part's when Wolverine kills her like 4 times. X-Corp is coming. It's going to be fun. You know, just a quick preview. Some of the art here.
I still don't know if I'm going to pick this up.
I'm picking up at least the first issue. I'm a big fan of Monet St. Croix. I've been a fan of her since Peter David's run on X Factor. And yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. This is in my opinion, this is like new ground for the X-Men. You know, the corporate side of a government. I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of cool opportunities here.
Well, yeah, it's certainly like with all the Krakoa stuff, like they have a mutant society, and it is interesting seeing all these different basic like teams that like center around. Like
I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah, they have like a business wing now, so it is kind of interesting to see like what does a mutant CEO look like? What does a mutant business that is like tied in with like the fabric of their society looks like?
Yeah, I also like they're showing it off here in the cover. The duality of the two characters at the lead here. We have Archangel and Monet St. Croix M, and they both have these like alternate personas. You know, this darker sort of entities, so to speak, that live inside them and come out. You know, sort of like a Jekyll and Hyde sort of thing. And corporations are kind of like that. You know what I mean? They do things great in terms of the business and doing that, but they do it by any means necessary to make a profit. So I'm interested to see where that goes. I'm very, very excited. I just wanted to bring that up because it broke. Moving on. Oh, David, what did you want to say that was so damn funny?
The image that you just had up, it just reminded me of the Harvey Birdman opener.
Oh, it did look like
it does look like that a little bit.
It did look like I deleted it already, but more Batman on the way. DC Comics line looking more and more like this.
Always more Batman.
DC should just change its entire lineup to Batman.
They kind of are.
I mean, we were doing the previews the other week, right? And I remember I could count on one hand the amount of non-Batman books they were putting out that week.
It's whack, dude. So these are technically not Batman books, but they are Batman family books, which, I mean, if we expand the Batman love at DC Comics to Batman family, that's like
a big family.
Yeah, it's a big fam. But we're getting the Signal. All right, hold on. These are
Signal. He's getting his own book.
Batman Secret Files is the name of the new series. So each issue is going to be...
I want to believe.
So it's an anthology book. So the $8 anthology book they already have going wasn't enough.
These are 40-page one-shots too. So they're definitely going to be $5 or $6. July 7th.
I hope 5, but geez, that is
Jesus Christ.
So Batman Secret Files, The Signal #1 by Tony Patrick, who did do Batman in The Signal, and artist Christian Duce, who did
which was not very good, by the way.
It was not very good. The Signal returns to Gotham City from his time with the Outsiders and has to track down some weapons traffickers. 40-page issue will feature a main cover by Ken Lashley and a variant by Cully Hammer, which is kind of rad, dude.
Oh, yeah, I love Cully Hammer.
I like that. But they did announce another one, Batman Secret Files Huntress #1.
That's a nice
good cover. Yeah.
Mariko Tamaki is doing the writing here. I know that's David's a big fan of her.
I honestly thought that was a photograph until I took a closer look. That is really good.
Right? And then writer-artist David Lapham from Stray Bullets. This is for July 27th. It's another 40-page one-shot for Huntress, whose brain has been infested by a deadly parasite and whose powers have gotten a boost from Vile. So she got powers now? I didn't think.
Yeah, her powers got a boost?
She got powers?
Not she got powers, but her powers got a boost? What the fuck?
I don't know, man.
I think this is the Federico...
I've been out of Huntress continuity for a while.
Oh, yeah, me too. Dude.
As have I. That is a great cover, though. Whatever else is going on here, that is a great cover.
I think this is the Riccardo Federici cover, and that makes sense. He's the artist on The Last God. Anybody read that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good book. Very good book.
Did some Aquaman work not too long ago.
Ooh, I bet that was good.
It was very good.
I'll have to look for that. So, yeah, there you go. 2 more Batman books. It's a hard no for me right now.
Oh, yeah, that is by far a hard no.
No way I'm getting those. I just don't.
If it's $5, maybe on the Signal thing. But even then, that is rather tenuous, maybe.
It would have to be the slowest of slow weeks for me.
Oh, even then, I'd find a back issue or something to buy.
That's gonna be a pass on me.
Yeah. Great talk there. Great news. Here's some shitty comics that nobody's gonna read. Awesome.
Cover though.
Oh, dude, you want to see a dope cover? Carrie Andrews.
Oh, yeah, Amazing Fantasy. Carrie Andrews. This is gonna be amazing.
Dude, it's gonna be so dope. He's Amazing Fantasy #1 this July. Carrie Andrews doing the writing and the art. I'm not even sure what there is to say. Red Room Black Widow, Teenage Spider-Man, World War II Captain America, the most iconic versions of your favorite Marvel characters from across time and space all wake up on an island of intrigue, darkness, and amazing fantasy.
So it's Fantasy Island without Ricardo Montalban.
It's like Exiles in reverse.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those really fun, dumb books.
Yeah, it's going to be fun and dumb.
Carrie Andrews' art is great.
I got some interiors. There's another cover. Yeah, that's also a Carrie. No, that's not a Carrie Andrews cover. That's a shit. I don't remember his name. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Oh, Bianchi or something.
Yeah, Simone Bianchi, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's another cover. That is a cool cover, sort of an homage to old pulp comics. But we have like 7 interior pages as well. Caveman Cap. I don't know what that even means. Here's Spider-Man being roasted alive by some dudes.
Looks like frog people.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be so weird, dude.
If this is just like Cap the Barbarian with like...
That is exactly what this looks like.
Yeah.
They said they're
Cap
going to
the
have
Barbarian with Spider-Man as his jokester friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to have all kinds of characters, though. Red Room, Black Widow.
This is Avengers D&D. We're getting Avengers Voltron right now, and then they're going to be giving us Avengers D&D.
When you phrase it like that, I feel like I have to get it.
I cannot wait. This cover alone, look at that.
I love these covers.
Carrie Andrews, I'm on board.
Dude, that's
and
like
you're right about the pulp magazine like covers, and like that's great.
That's like what's that Mars? Warlords of Mars.
That looks very Frank Frazetta-esque.
It does, but what is that Warlords of Mars? Isn't that what it looks like?
John Carter.
Yeah, doesn't that look like an old John Carter cover?
Yeah.
Well, Frank Frazetta did
that
some
sort of thing.
Warlords of Mars.
Yeah,
artwork.
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
It does look like old like Conan the Barbarian, like Doc Savage type of stuff.
Yeah. So man, I'm in. Let me see. First issue hits July 28th. It's a 5-issue miniseries, all done by Carrie Andrews. He's great.
Oh yeah, I'm all in on this.
Yeah.
Man, he's gonna put World War II Captain America, Teenage Spider-Man, and Spy School Black Widow into the same adventure. It's just so stupid and dumb, and I cannot wait.
Man, we are like all over the board on like how excited versus not excited we are about these things they're announcing here.
I know. All right, let's talk about something that is stupid and dumb and it's going to be terrible.
You want to know why we're excited though? It's because over here at Marvel, they're doing fun, exciting new ideas.
Yes.
Over at DC, they're just doing Batman over and over again. And
Batman wearing a different color.
Yeah, and I'm tired of Batman. I like Batman, but
I like
I'm so burned out on Batman. I've been starting to proactively like hate on Batman. Like when people talk about Batman, like, man, billionaires aren't heroes. Just talking shit, just being just the stupidest, dumbest things that should not make sense.
I still like Batman.
I hate Batman anymore. He's everywhere.
I wish they would devote some time and attention to his Yeah, they do need to devote some time and attention to their other properties.
I mean, Wonder Woman is good.
We've got like 2 Wonder Woman books, 1 Green Lantern book, like 1 Superman book, and an Aquaman book and a Flash book. Everyone else gets 1 book, but Batman has like fucking 24.
He does, and it's not just Batman. It's like the Joker needs a book. Harley needs a book.
Batman and everyone in like his circle.
Yeah, everybody in Gotham has their own damn comic book. Stupid.
The hot dog seller.
Yeah. Wieners. Get your wieners here.
The quarterback for the Gotham Knights.
Well, we could use a new Cyborg book. Just saying. It's hot right now. Cyborg would hit right now if they did a Cyborg book. Anyway, we digress. There's going to be a World War She-Hulk. Jason Aaron and Javier Garrón kick off the new arc in Avengers number 46 this July. Pretty sure this is going to be after all of the whatever.
Yeah, she and Namor wrecked Moscow when they had their Phoenix fight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sure this is the follow-up for that. And yeah, they'll probably pick up with this after Heroes Reborn.
Yeah. Setting on a new path just in time for Avengers number 50. So
I don't know. I think
this will
probably just be a really quick story arc.
Yeah, it's only going to be it's building up to Avengers number 50, and this is Avengers number 46. So yeah, it's only going to be like 3 issues.
Yeah,
that's okay though.
That's good though, because my biggest complaint with the last Avengers story arc was that it went on too long. So
here, listen to how old we are. An homage to the hit 2007 crossover World War Hulk.
Dude, 2007 was a while ago. We're almost 15 years removed from that.
I know. That makes me feel so old.
Has it been so long?
Dude.
You are. You need to lean into being old, Gomer. It's just true.
The action-packed art will see She-Hulk facing off against Red Guardian and the Winter Guard, just like Taylor just alluded to. Awesome. That's going to hit July 7th in Avengers.
But that is a good point Adam made, though. We probably could do for more books to do compact arcs. Not everything needs to be 6 issues or more.
Oh, sure.
Damn you, Bendis.
And I think Aaron's been doing okay with that in a way, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they got to write for the trade, though, you know. But why not make it a trade with 2 different stories in it? 6-issue trade, and it's a 3 and a 3. Come on,
that could work, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. World War, She-Hulk. Probably going to be bad, man. It's probably going to be. But this Jason Aaron, when I said that about everything he's done.
It's been fun the whole time.
It's been fun the whole time. Like, even when it's not great, it's still pretty good, and it's always fun.
I thought the Phoenix thing was going to be terrible, too, man. But it was awesome. All right, here we go. Get hype. Get hype. That date is wrong. It is not April 16th. It is April 23rd.
We'd be talking about it right now if it had been April.
Oh, man, we'd be reviewing the hell out of this.
Hell yeah.
This is going to be on HBO Max and in theaters. It's the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Man, the previews for this has been dope.
Dude,
the
great.
The Scorpion Sub-Zero fight was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Like, if this movie is just like moving from like one fight vignette to the next, I think it'll be pretty good. You know,
I mean, I'm not looking for any sort of depth here. Okay,
I don't need a good story. I just need something to get me from one really cool fight scene to the next really cool fight scene.
I don't even really need that. You could just break away.
Steve Harvey.
Dude, get it right. It's Mecha Steve Harvey.
Yeah. Here's the weak ass Kano. I'll have my laser eye in the sequel. And here's that dope ass Sub-Zero.
Oh yeah,
man, he's dope. But yeah, what else are we looking for from this? All I want to do is see dope fights, and I want to see
somebody has to get finished.
I want to see
somebody has to get murdered.
I want to see fatalities. I want to see video game accurate fatalities.
Yeah, I want to see.
I bet Kano gets his eye jammed out so that he gets his laser eye in the sequel, though. I don't think he's gonna die.
Well, we already know that Steve Harvey loses his arms.
Yeah, Sub-Zero gets him.
Yeah, freezes him right off. But he's coming back with mecha arms, and I don't know. I want to see babalities. I want to see friendships.
I don't think we're gonna get any babalities
or friendships.
I want to
get a friendship.
I want to see the reptile fight in the pit
right here. What?
I want to see the reptile fight in the pit.
You know, that's another thing I'm looking for. There's going to be just dozens and dozens of Easter eggs from the video games. You know what I mean? Just strewn all over the place.
From the trailer, it looks like this is embracing what it should be, which is like a dumb but fun little romp around, an excuse to watch like special effects fight scenes. You know?
Yeah. Special moves and combos. Yeah.
All I want to watch is a
uppercuts.
Yeah, all I want to watch is a 4-armed motherfucker get uppercutted straight in the balls. That's all I want to watch. As long as they have that, I'm good.
Is Johnny Cage in this?
Yeah,
no, they're saving him. They're saving him for the sequel.
Johnny Cage will be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, he's too good.
Shut up. Come on. He's dumb. All right, moving on. Falcon and Winter Soldier. Man, what a great episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they got the boss fight out of the way before the credits even rolled.
Oh,
but
man.
It was a great fight.
It was a great fight. Sam had a training montage with the shield, which was rad.
Gonna need a montage.
It looks like Wakanda may have sent him a replacement sort of uniform that
a Captain America suit.
Probably, yeah.
Hopefully with some dope wings, just like he was in the comic. Captain America 2.
I mean, he's going to show up in the next episode, bedangled out in his Star-Spangled uniform, and it's going to be like a big show-stopping moment when we see him, like, full body, like, crash through a skylight or something.
Man, I'm excited now just thinking about it.
The best moment for me was his chat with Isaiah Bradley, because it's just this thing. All right, the main appeal of this show to me is how it deals with really important issues, but it really doesn't take a side. Everybody is, in my opinion, is still sympathetic from their own point of view. You can really
even Walker, I would say, like,
dude,
Walker's
Walker
sympathetic,
especially,
but
man.
He's not sympathetic, but he is pitiable. Dude.
All right, I think he is sort of. All right, remember when he lies to Lamar's parents?
Yeah, I think in his head he wasn't lying.
He believes that shit.
Yeah, I think
he is a victim of the propaganda machine that is the military, the brain.
I like the way they
he said that in his court martial.
Yes, exactly.
I love the way that they wrote that, because like that is true to life, and like getting radicalized is the first step in that is often believing your own lies.
Exactly.
Like once you believe that first lie, it's a domino from there where you're going to believe more and more and more.
Carly and John are the same guy. They're the same character, and I think a lot of people are missing that. But even if you're not, this show, it just presents you with the issue and lets you decide. You know what I mean? Yeah. So with the Isaiah Bradley thing, when he's talking to Sam, he's like, and Sam's struggling with whether or not he should be Captain America. And Isaiah Bradley says, no self-respecting black man would take up the shield, right?
Well, then his sister said, well, don't let anybody else make your own decision for you.
Exactly, right?
You get to make your own.
But then I'm over here like, I really think Sam should be Captain America, because I think he would be a sign, something to look up to, something for us to achieve, that equality, that greatness. But then again, I'm like, you know what? I am not fucking qualified to speak for a black dude.
Yeah,
I'm a white man, privileged motherfucker in this country. I don't have the same perspective that Sam has, but the show communicated that. You know what I mean? Hey, Sam's got to make his own decision, and it's distinctly his decision. And man,
Bucky even says that. Like awesome. he straight up says, like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Like Steve and I, we just couldn't even know what handing you the shield would mean.
Yeah,
right. And we're sorry for that.
Yeah. You got on Bucky. People were talking shit how he couldn't one-on-one John Walker in the warehouse fight, and I think they're missing the point of his mental health and his recovery. His therapist straight up told him, you need to quit hurting people. Hurting people now hurts him. You know what I mean? And if you'll remember in the first Avenger, he wasn't this rough and tumble sort of bruiser. You know what I mean? Even after he was experimented on, he was still like the lover, not a fighter sort of character. You know what I mean? And then in Civil War, holy shit, as Winter Soldier, in Winter Soldier, just holy shit, as that guy, he's unstoppable. He's winning. That street fight where he's got the knife, and he goes, oh, dude, that is epic. But in this, everyone's like, oh, man, it's so whack, because Bucky couldn't one-on-one John Walker. And
he's fighting another super soldier.
But he was fighting Captain America too. He's fighting Steve Rogers, and he one-on-one him.
Fighting the ghost of his best friend.
Yeah, and but this is after
Bucky is the same Bucky.
See, this is Bucky after being deprogrammed. He's not a killing machine anymore.
Exactly. I think that is such a poignant little subtle thing.
Right, and that's what people want to great about that really scene. It's literally them fighting the ghosts of their own best friend.
Exactly, dude.
And then dealing with that emotion and grappling with it.
Yeah. Yeah. But and there was no way Sam was one-on-one in John. John had his
No.
Oh, also the show is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They're not writing the show right if they're not both contributing anyway.
Oh yeah, and we only have one episode left. There was this reveal of Val, the Contessa. She's just a comic.
That was character. The woman who has like the skunk hair, like from the Fury Circle, right? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And the reason she has skunk hair is because hair was one of the most identifying things you could do back in the day with old school comics.
Yeah.
That's why, the Invisible Woman was a blonde. That's why Mary Jane was a redhead, and the only redhead. It's why what's his name had Triple J. Jameson had that weird hair with the lines and shit.
The Brillo hair.
Yeah.
Norman Osborn too.
Yeah, but
it's like Rogue had the skunk stripe.
Yeah, Rogue had the stripe. Yeah. We're gonna get more seasons of this, right? I mean,
I assume so. I mean, they set up John Walker in the post-credit scene, like putting together his own shield, and yeah, he got recruited to join like basically what seems like the government X-Force, only like obviously not that
Thunderbolts.
But it seems like a Thunderbolt.
Yeah, Thunderbolt seems good for that.
I mean, we're going to see Ross. I think we're going to see General Ross in the last episode next week. I really think we are.
But anyway, all that stuff they set up is certainly not going to get resolved in this next episode.
No,
they need more room to tell those stories later on. Yeah. If not on a sequel series if not another season of this show, then on another show at least. I mean, they're going to pick up these
Captain
threads
America
somewhere.
and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that'd be dope.
Cap and Bucky?
Yes, Captain America and Bucky, dude.
Cap and Bucky, that'd be even better.
Throw that shit on, man. Sign me up for another season.
But yeah, because
that would show the evolution in both characters.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, he's not the Winter Soldier anymore. That would be a statement to call himself Bucky again. But but this has been my favorite episode of the series so far. It has a lot of great, poignant things to say about America because, like Steve going out there and fighting against tyranny, fighting for like the people, fighting for like liberty, that is America. But all that shit they did to Isaiah Bradley, that's also America. That's a contradiction and a kind of darkness that we have to grapple with if we're being honest about ourselves.
And it depends on what you want to sort of look at. And I mean, John Walker, his whole life, he's been, at least his career, he's been told, when we go in and because he talked about it, him and Lamar talked about the hellhole that they were in where he got his medals. Yeah. He talked about when you go in there and you kill the bad guys, you're doing your job. You're doing your patriotic civic duty to the country. You're a hero for that. And yeah, the super soldier serum just made that, even more. Erskine, said, I don't want a good soldier. I want a good man, the best soldier. I want a good man.
Erskine also said that, the serum tends to bring out the traits.
That's right.
Amplify the traits too.
Poor Red Skull, this motherfucker takes super soldier serum and his
everyone
face
else gets
melts
to be handsome
off.
as shit. Yeah,
everybody's beautiful. Everybody's taking super soldier serum.
Not a
super
single
hot.
damn one of them has turned into a fucking skull monster.
Yeah,
but
poor guy.
Yeah, I love that scene about at his not court martial, I guess, but like arraignment where he was explaining himself. I'm sure in his head he didn't do anything different than what they had given him medals for. He just did this where people could see him.
Exactly. And that's another thing. If he was caught on camera and he was given administrative leave, that's another thing in and of itself that I don't even think we should touch in terms of America and government officials. But he was pissed. He was like, no, what are you talking about? Why are you firing me? And he tried to come back, and they were like, nah, dude, you ain't got nothing to say here. And he's like, man, well,
it's one of those things where, he's definitely crossed the line. He's definitely, gone down a really dark path where we can't necessarily, pull him back anymore. But you can see how he got there, and like I was saying earlier, it's pitiable.
Yeah,
it's not sympathetic.
I'm sympathetic. And Carly is still sympathetic, even though she murdered a bunch of dudes. Sam and Bucky literally broke a murderer out of prison to meet their own ends.
Yeah.
They're not without sin. Sharon Carter, that leads us right back to Sharon.
Oh, she for sure is the power broker.
Oh, she is.
Let's talk a little bit about Sharon, man. Is she sympathetic?
Well, yeah, she is sympathetic as far as why she's where she's at.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not what she's doing as the power broker is sympathetic,
I think we need to know more.
I don't know. We need to know more.
Is she playing any game that was different than the one Nick Fury played or Shield?
I'm sure we're going to get big reveals about her in the finale coming.
But she is definitely sympathetic for being left out to dry.
Oh,
like Steve literally leaving her out to dry for 5 years.
Now, to be fair,
here we go.
He was in exile for 2 years. What the fuck was he supposed to do?
So Wanda
and he's not the goddamn government official.
Wanda and Vision literally made one phone call, and he was there. Within minutes, he was there. That's bullshit to me, man. You don't leave a member of your squad hanging high.
I've seen other people speculate, though, that maybe she's been, like, she might actually not only just be the power broker, but maybe Madam Hydra. That maybe she's been, like, playing under the table the whole time, not just in Civil War.
Even all the way back to Winter Soldier.
Maybe. I mean, she kept pushing. Dude. She kept pushing Steve to do shit in Civil War, you know?
It's
like,
true.
She escalated the problem.
Her CIA job.
I guess.
Still, I don't know, man. Dude, that'd be deep, Taylor. That would be great if this entire last episode was mostly just catching up on how badass Sharon Carter has been this whole time.
As long as she has a really good theme song when she does it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. So yeah, one more episode of that. I cannot wait. Then we get Loki, right around the corner. So all kinds of MCU awesome. And then Black Widow fucking sometime.
Soon.
July, I think, is the projected time. And
it's been so long for Black Widow that I've lost all real excitement for it.
Yeah,
I'm so excited
by the time it comes out, it comes out. You know,
are you gonna pay $30?
By July, I'm hoping that we'll be mostly, into better times. And at the very least, I'm going to be fully inoculated by then. So I'll probably go see it. Honestly, that's what's going to be, to me, like feeling like things are normal again. Going to the theater to watch an MCU movie.
Dude, Eli
specifically for MCU.
Eli went to see Kong Godzilla, and he was the only dude in the IMAX. He was the
lucky bastard.
I know, right? The whole IMAX to himself.
Wasted on him though. He didn't seem to like it very much.
No, he wanted to. No, he had his issues with it, but I think overall he sort of liked it.
I'm honestly very disappointed in him, but whatever.
No, I watched Godzilla again last night. You want to talk about a shit Godzilla movie?
No, that first one is so boring.
The one where what's his name dies
like Aaron Taylor Johnson around the whole fucking time.
yes. Where you watch Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, they did eventually clue in that we don't fucking care about these people. Just move us along to the next monster thing.
Yeah, that one's all about the humans, and
it is
terrible.
It's so bad. I like the Motus though; those were cool. I like the fight. It had its moments, but
the monster parts are good.
Yeah,
but that's like
10 minutes of it.
Movie.
Yes,
yeah.
All 10 minutes of that 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
All right, let's do.
Yummy.
There have been some new cereal announcements. The first Galactic Lucky.
What makes these Lucky Charms galactic?
The new shapes.
3 new magic charms, 2 planet charms that have the power to duplicate, and a new rocket charm that has the power to race through space.
Oh. Does it turn your milk green?
No. It doesn't say that anyway.
You gotta be careful with these things that change your milk different colors. That stuff's gonna be sticking around in your colon for a while.
Oh, this guy. Just ignore that. You enjoy your Lucky Charms if that's what you want, everyone. But the bigger cereal news, actually, the Lucky Charms are family size for $4, mid size for $2.50.
So are those galactically delicious?
Oh man, you should get a gig. You need to call them up, General Mills, and let them know. But there is Ghostbusters cereal is back.
That's exciting.
Yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife is coming to theaters.
Is that basically just Lucky Charms?
It is basically just Lucky Charms with different shapes.
I know I saw some new footage from the Afterlife where they're in a grocery and the Stay Puft marshmallows come to life.
Yeah, if you'll notice at the bottom here are the Stay Puft Marshmallow men. There are tiny little men now, not giant, huge men, which is weird. I don't understand why the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man would be a thing. That was all Ray just thinking to one god about things. You know what? I don't think we should get so hung up on the lore of Ghostbusters.
Probably.
So I'll just skip that. This is coming in mid-April.
Ghostbusters had such a good lore, though.
It really did, man. It did.
The first one does.
So yeah, later this year they'll be here. Ectoplasm-shaped marshmallows, corn puffs, and ghost-shaped marshmallows. Who are you gonna call Ghostbusters? Family size $4, mid size $2.50. Coming to a grocery store near you. Delicious. I can't wait. I'm gonna get Ghostbusters cereal. I just want the empty box sitting on my shelf back here. I really do. I like that shit. All right, what else? Anybody got anything? No moment of destruction this week, unless Adam wants to show off his.
Yeah.
Bot. You want to show off?
I got a Dinobot.
Show off your Dinobot.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
Oh, sick.
He looks pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah, he's gorgeous.
I really like his head. His head is very, very accurate to the show.
Nice.
You can really see the
disdain
in his eyes.
Awesome. We'll have more. There's I think at least 2 Transformers books coming out next week, and hopefully I'll have a toy to show off. Again, little tease. Let's talk about comics. Let's start with David this week. I think it's his turn to start. Top 3. Dave, you want to start first?
Let's make this a lightning round because we're already an hour in here, guys.
Yeah, let's make it a lightning round. Yeah, I agree.
All right,
go ahead, Dave.
Honorable mentions. Black Hammer's Vision #3. Great story from Chip Zdarsky about Abraham Slam. Actually, kind of more poignant to if we were tying it into the Captain Winter Soldier. The government basically introduces a replacement for Abraham called the Slam. And
that's cool. Things do not go well.
Things do not go well. Abraham Slam confronts the guy, gets his crap beat out of him, and then a few months later, the guy gets killed.
Awesome.
He raids some gangster hideout, shoots a gangster, and the gangster's superpowered.
Dope.
Scout's Honor #4.
5. Oh, it's 4, only number 4?
Number 4, that's another honorable mention.
Cool. Good book. David P. Post.
Basically, the Scouts have been funneling weapons to the Highwaymen. This is found out, and now plans are set in motion to take down the Scouts.
Cool.
My number 3 pick this week is going to be Chariot #2.
Oh, see, I didn't read that.
Oh, this actually went like the first issue. We get introduced to this car with basically the mind
of the 80s super spy.
And she makes she basically makes a partnership with this
dude, just some
Jim.
Dude.
His name's Jim.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can make your life better, or I can make your life miserable. And she starts helping him out with the bills. We get introduced to the series villain. She was an old lady in one scene. She gets into a machine. She comes out as a rejuvenated, youthful lady, and she's the super spy sister. And she's been waiting 30 years to find the car.
Yeah, AWA Studios, good book. I have issue 2. I was busy this week.
It actually kind of really starts expanding a lot on that world, because in the first issue, it's basically Jim is a ex-con.
Yeah, it sets everything up really well.
His kid's in the hospital. They got to pay the bills. And this one, this sentient car is the genie in the bottle that's granting the wishes.
Oh, cool.
And apparently there's this older lady that becomes a younger lady. It's the sister, and she's like some cyber ninja. So it goes from like 0 to 60 in 60 seconds.
Nice. 0 to 60. That's almost a mile a second.
Yeah.
It's exactly that.
Oh. Taylor, honorable mention number 3. Good choice, though, David. Excellent choice.
I'll do an honorable mention for Batman the Detective, the new Tom Taylor Batman book. I mean, it's something that you will not appreciate at all if you don't know who like the Knight and the Squire are. So you got to be pretty versed in your Batman lore.
Is that Batman Inc? Isn't that Batman
Inc?
Okay. Yeah, I read that.
Yeah,
that was a cool book. That was a cool book.
I mean, it had
their own book. They had their own book for a little bit too.
Oh, I didn't read that.
This had a Batman punching a ghost with gloves he got from John Constantine. So what the fuck else do you want? Come on.
It was rad, and it was Gentleman Ghost, who I know is a thing. I've heard that name.
I know I've heard the name. I can't believe
he's a Hawkman villain.
Okay. I love how like Constantine didn't want these gloves because he's like, punching isn't really my style. That's great, Constantine. Tom Taylor, right fucking Constantine. Because that would be rad. That would be rad.
But I still have no idea why he's wearing like the trench coat and the goggles. But hey, I mean, if he wants to dress up for going to Europe,
I don't know either.
Anyway, another honorable mention I'll give is for Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon, number 4.
Cool. It's my number 3.
It continues to be a very fun story. Yeah, I mean, It's good fun. I mean, I'll let you guys talk about it when your turn comes up, though. But it continues to be a fun read. Definitely recommend it. And I guess I'll do a third honorable mention for Children of the Atom #2. I thought that the POV character this time, Gabe, who's like the angel / Havoc dude, we still don't know what's up with that. Yeah. But he had some very poignant things to say about like a young black man dealing with expectations in society. So that at least earns an honorable mention. Although I do wish that they would fast track to the point where they tell us what the fuck is actually going on.
We're not going to tell us until issue 6, man.
It's starting to feel like a Red Hulk thing, man. It's starting to feel like a Red Hulk, where we all know what's up. Well, we all know what's up.
It's gonna be like when Jane Foster was Thor. They're gonna pump us. They're gonna go a full trade before they tell us what.
Well, that ended up, I think, being enjoyable in the long run.
It did, so yeah.
It was,
but they didn't tell us who it was until issue 8 of that series.
All right.
This issue 2 of Children of the Atom felt like a rerun of issue #1. Hey, these kids are mutants. Hey, leave these kids alone. Hey, and it's like, whatever. The Captain America showed up.
I did feel like the Avengers and the X-Men were being needlessly bitchy to each other there. I mean, these guys are like friends. They hang out together. And then like Captain America does it like, hey, fuck off, Captain America. And like,
Yeah, Mystique and Captain waving their fingers at each other. It felt weird, man. It felt weird.
I didn't enjoy that very much at all. But okay, so my actual #3 though is Guardians of the Galaxy #13.
That is my #1 book this week.
This did have a lot of first issue syndrome, but I desperately needed it because I do not know most of these characters very well.
Yeah.
So definitely okay with the first issue syndrome stuff. It really did read like a first issue. It's a weirdly good jumping on point. Al Ewing just does a great job. He does a good job with a lot of these characters in particular. But the reason this is in my top 3, in spoiler alert, Dr. fucking Doom showing up at the end totally
they telegraphed
stole the show. They did, but
it did
holy
work.
Shit. That was a great Doom moment where he's showing up like, you motherfuckers, the king of space, master of the sun. You guys can lick my shit. Fuck you. I am Dr. Goddamn Doom.
It was great. The reason this book is my #1, you're right. It had a first issue syndrome. It was catching you up, but I, like you said, I needed that as well. Groot is weird. Again, he was talking for a while, like normal speaking, and that's it was.
I shouldn't do that.
And now he's back to just I am Groot. I love that. Rocket had great one-liners in here. He's jiving off everybody perfect. I can't wait to see him and Doom talking shit to each other because they're going to have this weird sort of, respect for each other. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's up with Star-Lord and his new powers. When did that happen? But it's dope.
Yeah, Star-Lord's like hyper competent now, and that's
him and Gamora's still having this weird, eggshells relationship. I needed a Guardians of the Galaxy book back in my life, and this is it. This is the one. I was so surprised to just every page. I was like, yes. And then as soon as Doom just showing up, I was like, oh well, there's Doom already. We knew he was going to be here, but then they pulled it off. They carried on. It worked. Yeah, great issue.
Al Ewing knows how to write Dr. Doom. Even based off of those like 2 or 3 pages, he absolutely nailed it, I think.
Yeah. So great things, moving forward for this book. And I'm so stoked to finally have a Guardians of the Galaxy book back on my read list.
It probably would have been a strong
the Galaxy sword crossover.
I'm looking forward to that. That'd be great. I mean, he writes both. Oh my god! Why haven't they already announced that? They should definitely.
It's gonna. It's gonna happen. He's writing Wiccan and Hulkling, dude. He's writing Super Skrull great in this. There's so many characters.
Like this would have been a strong contender for #1 if it wasn't so exposition heavy.
Yeah, but it had to be, and I get why it was.
I absolutely needed it, but it was still something I would criticize any other book for. So I gotta,
Nova
try to be consistent here.
Nova is dope in this. He feels like he's like in charge. Yeah,
all the characters felt cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a big cast, most of whom I am not super familiar with. I'm only vaguely aware of a lot of these characters, but I'm already liking most of them.
The characters I know work so well that I don't care that I don't know. It's cool that, hey, I'm going to get to know some new characters that I'm not familiar with as this book goes on and still be entertained by everyone else. Man. Yeah,
Al Ewing's one of those writers you trust, and this is a good display of why.
Yeah, 100%. I'll go. Honorable mention, Daredevil 29, Zdarsky and Chichetto. Amazing art, just really fun stuff.
Electra taking charge of Hell's Kitchen as the new Daredevil.
Are you reading this?
Yeah, I picked it up.
Oh man, she is doing her own thing in Hell's Kitchen. She is going to the mob. The mob are collecting their
protection money.
Protection money. She going and robbing them and saying, if y'all want to be robbing people in Hell's Kitchen, y'all got to cut me in on it. And I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, that's a very different take from Matt Murdock. And Matt Murdock in prison is pretty. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah, he's just fighting a bunch of folks.
Yeah, it's that whole thing from Watchmen with like Rorschach. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
It did have that same vibe to it. Yeah. But really, the only book I'm going to get to talk about is Home Number 1, Image Comics. Julio Anta and Anna, I think her name's Weezik. A lot of consonants in that name. Way too many consonants in her name. But this is pulled from real life.
Oh yeah, it's very, very.
Did you read this? You did.
Yes,
read this?
I did read this.
Awesome. A mother and a son unknowingly travel from Guatemala to the U.S. seeking asylum right before the major restrictions and new policies were adopted. That actually happened with the child separations and shit. And this boy, her son, who's taken away from her. This is just the preview. I don't have any of the other images, but they're separated once they get to the detainment center. Yeah. And he develops powers. He freaks out, and he has his, X-Men-esque.
He has this Magneto moment.
He has his Magneto moment, dude, and he breaks out and runs away.
Oh, man.
It was awesome, dude, and the reason I loved it so much, because I knew the hook. I knew this kid from the solicit was going to develop powers, but it's so well written and so real and just so heartfelt. This journey that this family's having, escaping poverty and gangs and violence in their home country, coming to try to, have a better life. You get sucked into that, and then boom, this dude's hands start glowing, and he's just as scared as everyone else is. And yeah, great first issue, wonderful debut. I'm really excited. I actually read this, and
it was very well done. Very topical.
It was timely. Yeah, very timely.
Sounds like good commentary.
Real. Yeah. This is definitely one I think you should pick up in trade, Taylor. I think this might have educational, angle to it. You know what I mean? Where
it's definitely on my radar. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my number 3. All my other books, y'all done stole all my other books this week.
Good. We didn't want to hear from you anyway.
No shit, Adam. Except David, he'll pull some vague bullshit out his ass.
Oh yeah. So honorable mentions. The X stuff as always was good to okay. Children of the Atom was just all right. I'm waiting for it to move along.
But Wolverine and the Dracula stuff.
Well, they got back to the Dracula stuff at least. Yeah. And I still just think that Ben Percy just gets the voice of Wolverine, and it's just so fun just listening to that voice, just like that memo where they're running down all the locations of the vampires.
He's like, murdered.
I killed them. Yep, murdered them. Killed them all.
That was cool.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Got that.
And then other honorable mention, Scumbag number 7.
That's my number 2.
Nice.
Yeah, funny book. This issue was basically all about showing how the complete opposite side is basically the exact same.
The moon
as the other side.
Yeah.
So like really there was no real evolution to this book because it's basically telling the exact same story but from the opposite political end now. But still great art.
Mobley did the art.
Yeah, really funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But my actual number 3 is Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon number 4. Man, this is just a fun book. Larry Hama is just going crazy with all the dragon stuff. I love the spider dragon. He looks so weird. The art is fantastic. This is just a really fun read that I wasn't expecting, when this was announced,
Yeah, I really...
Plus, I really like the turn at the end with Okoye turning on everybody and killing that one dragon.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll get something next issue, like why she did that, like
sure.
Like, oh, it wasn't as bad as it seems, type of thing. But yeah, that was a real, that was a really effective cliffhanger that they threw at us there.
As cool as the dialogue that Larry Hama is writing is, Man, that David Walker art is so surprising.
The art's definitely like the star of the show here. I
mean, there's so much.
He's these zombie hordes and like the dragon designs, and all the dragons having like different designs too.
Yes, it's very creative. He put in a lot of effort, and you can tell, dude. It really shows. And
when they are doing the kung fu, it's like really dynamic, and like you can like kind of see like the fluidity of the form and everything.
I mean, you can see this cannon. I mean, that character is falling back after firing this cannon. And all of the fighting is
great motion.
The whole page here is moving. It's all moving. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff.
That's gonna be a theme with another book that I'm going to talk about later.
Ooh, I bet I know what it's going to be.
I bet you do.
Fun. David already mentioned his number 2. Anything else on Scumbag?
Just I really enjoyed it. We like he said, we get to meet the Moon people finally, get to know what their motivations are, and it's basically the same motivations as Scorpius.
I love that one dude whose power is like stating obvious stuff.
Yeah.
I'm against misogyny. It's like a power he's got. It's fucking weird, dude.
The signal guy, yeah. I do like these super powered people on the moon base. They're pretty neat. One of them's
I just like guilt. Scumbag's big takeaway is like, oh, I see the big connection between all these cults is that everybody just gets to have a big orgy the whole time.
Yeah, there's another orgy in this. Yeah,
they need him. They need him. The moon cultists need him to power their moon cannon.
Yeah,
there's only the love cannon is what it is. And I think there's only one way you can really power it.
Yeah.
Has the scumbag gotten to participate in an orgy yet, or they?
No, they won't let him.
That's one of the running gags. No one will bang him. No one will bang him.
They wouldn't let him. The orgy on the moon. They wouldn't let him in there because apparently they're in some kind of like hot tub looking vats, and they're like basically like it's an amplifier of the emotions.
Their love is powering the cannon.
Their love is powering the cannon. Yeah, so they don't want to screw up the.
But it's the great.
Brew.
I actually
don't want to contaminate it.
I actually ran into Mark at the comic shop this week.
Yeah.
And I actually recommended this book to him. And he's not a big Remender fan, but he would try it. He said he might look into it.
Nice. Taylor, number 2.
My number 2 is Power Pack, number 5.
Nice. It wraps up the series.
Yeah. They've been shifting the POV for each of the one. This time, like they all like jump in and like tell different parts of the story. This book is just fun. It's charming. Yeah. Like the way that they solve the problem is like they stage like having their powers back with Wolverine. And Wolverine's really fun in this issue too. He becomes Wolverine. Wolverine's like long lost evil twin brother.
With a goatee and a mustache.
He's not Mirror Universe Wolverine.
Yeah. The goatee, of course. But no, he didn't have that. But Ryan North just knows how to write like good lighthearted, fun comics. There's not a lot of big stakes with this, but it's endearing and sweet, and it's fun.
Nice.
Number 2.
Good choice. My number 2 was the Iron Fist book that was already mentioned. Awesome book, just so great. And my number 1 was Guardians of the Huh?
I'm surprised something is not on your list.
I didn't read Nonstop Spider-Man because I was watching the stupid Nickelodeon documentary that I talked about earlier. So yeah, it's not on I didn't get to read it. I have a copy upstairs. I didn't get to read it, but that is, I know, Adam and Taylor's number 1 book this week. It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's the only book left.
So I'll go to my number 2. My number 2, man, as much as we were railing on the bat shit earlier, and as much as I hate the very idea of this book, and all of the chicanery DC is doing with the pricing, I have to give credit where credit is due.
Oh, no.
Joker number 2.
Oh, no.
My number 2.
I did read a spoiler at who shows up at the end, and it's quite compelling, and it did kind of make me want to pick it up. Court of Owls shows up, right?
Yeah. So there's a whole big thing here. So basically what the story is Joker has run away to Belize, and Jim Gordon has been hired to go and hunt him down and to kill the Joker.
Yeah.
And in this issue is basically Gordon talking to Batman and the Oracle, and he even reveals to the Oracle that he knows that Barbara is
Oracle.
Batgirl and Oracle.
Oh wow!
Okay. And they have a conversation about it where they actually like deal with it.
They have a face-to-face father-daughter talk about it.
Yeah,
they threw that at the end of Three Jokers, but I don't even know if that's canon. So,
this is it was a pretty compelling talk they had about it. But then I'm actually pretty excited about where the story is going, because what it seems like is going on is this is becoming. Have you guys seen the movie Smoking Aces?
No.
That's a great movie.
Yes.
David, I think you'd really like it. I think you should watch it.
I have seen Smoking Aces.
So Smoking Aces is about this guy who owes a lot of money to a lot of different people, and so they all send assassins all at the exact same time to go and kill this guy. Well, that's what's happening in this book. So we have Santa Prisca, whatever. They create a new female Bane. She's going to go try to kill the Joker. The Court of Owls have their talons out, and they're going to try to go kill the Joker.
Oh, wow.
And then there's some like Texas straight up from Hooper County, Texas Chainsaw cannibals
that want to kill and cook and eat the Joker.
You want to kill and cook. They're going to go, and then Jim Gordon is going. So I'm assuming they're all just going to get there at the same time, and it's going to be one big thing.
Sounds dope, man.
Yeah, Killian March has been doing the art, and he's just been killing it. He's really good about having like Jim Gordon just stand there looking sad with like a Joker face in the background.
Yeah,
he does that a lot, but I love it. And this is the one Tinian book where like he's knocking it out of the park, man. He's got that Jim Gordon inner monologue down. Just great,
man.
I didn't give this book a second thought, but this sounds so much better than what I thought this book was going to be.
It's not a Joker book. It's a Jim Gordon book about dealing with the Joker.
And I got issue number 1, and it was okay, but I was like, man, I don't want to read it.
Well, the story really picked up here.
The punchline back issue sucked, though. That was not.
I think that's why, because it's just expensive.
I think they need to.
It's expensive. It's expensive, and I don't blame anyone for not picking this up.
That's why I didn't get it. I don't want to give them that money, man.
But honestly, they might be needing to cut bait on Punchline as a character here.
He gonna try. Tiny's gonna try as long as he's got the book. As long as he got Batman, he's gonna keep going. It's cool. David, what are we up to? Number 2?
Number 1.
Oh, well. Oh, yeah, you went first.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Number 1. Jenny Zero.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
The Kaiju. The Kaiju kid.
Kaiju book.
Okay. Yeah.
A little bit of Ultraman, a little bit of Kaiju in there.
Yeah.
I actually really, really, really enjoyed reading this book. Jenny is basically a washed out monster fighter who has turned to partying and drugs, sex and rock and roll. Awesome. And she gets pulled back. She gets pulled back into monster fighting after because I'm not sure if the father died recently or something, but apparently her father had a power to fight the kaijus.
Yeah, he was like a general, wasn't he?
He had
General Zero.
Well, she says, I didn't get any of my father's powers, but I sure as hell know how to kill.
Okay, I didn't read it. It sounds dope, man.
But the secret government agency has pulled her back in, told her she has 24 hours to get her act together. Apparently, like there's some kind of living weapon that she's like bonded with that they send to her, and it's
Kaiju fights.
It's not Kaiju fights this issue, but
Kaiju shows up in the Kaiju book. Come on,
Kaiju show up in the Kaiju book. But there's no fighting of the Kaiju.
Oh, okay.
But apparently, it's just great. There's like this the art is really. I like the artwork in this. It reminds me of it's kind of very Darrow-esque.
Okay.
Very light. I'll call it light Darrow-esque.
Okay.
Diet.
It's diet.
Diet Darrow. But she's basically drunk on the job. She's fighting the monsters. She's told not to engage the larger of the kaiju. She does it anyways. And she gets captured by one of these other smaller kaijus, and something happens where they shoot it, and she supposedly falls to her death, and she becomes a kaiju-sized creature. So apparently she has powers.
All right. Yeah, I have to read this. I didn't read it.
There's a lot going on in it. But I really enjoyed reading it.
Nice.
Cool. There's a movie called Big Man Tokyo, I think it's called. And there's shades of that movie in this book.
Cool. All right. My number 1 was Guardians, number 13. But everybody else's number 1 is gotta be Nonstop. Nonstop Spider-Man.
It's Nonstop Spider-Man number 2.
This is good shit. I mean, Joe Kelly wrote some really good Spider-Man issues from like back in the day that I've read, and I think that he hasn't missed a beat. He knows, like, he has his finger on the pulse of this character, and he kind of has like that whole like Jason Aaron thing going on, where he does really good, which is like bonkers, off the wall stuff that is very stupid on paper, but very fun in execution. Like
the writing's great, but all the heavy lifting in this is definitely Chris Bachalo's art.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is fluid emotion throughout. All the action scenes are just super dynamic. There's this weird helicopter scene in it where Spider-Man has to save people from this falling helicopter. That's just crazy. I mean, it's definitely the art that sells this. It just pops off the page.
Yeah,
you're right. The story is kind of dumb, but it's dumb in like a really exciting way. Joe Kelly really does pull it off. These the Zapata brothers or whatever.
Yeah, they were my favorite part of this issue. Like these couple of fucking luchador motherfuckers show up in a monster truck, but apparently now they're super geniuses, and like. They're still doing like elbow drops and like their fucking truck and like
but at the same time they're doing like basic equations and stuff to make you think that they're really smart and stuff. It's great.
I've got the issue upstairs. I'm gonna read it as soon as we're done here.
I think you'll enjoy it, but like I was praising the writing, but Adam is absolutely right. The art is the big selling point here. He really kills it. Like. It is really it's basically like one big action scene broken up here and there with like a little bit of exposition, but damn.
But that said, there's still a lot of words in this. Like those exposition scenes are jam packed with a lot of writing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no Zemo backup in this one, but he does show up.
Okay.
He does have a moment.
Good. The solicit for the next issue says that they're gonna fight.
Yeah, that's what it
probably
looks like.
That's the way it looked like at the end of this issue.
Nice. Zemo don't have a chance. I don't care.
But get upstairs and read it, and I'd actually curious about where it would be on your list, because I'm sure it would be in your top 3 somewhere.
I don't care how good of a dancer you are, Zemo.
Zemo's hot right now. I mean, this book is like. They must have timed it like on purpose, because like Zemo is really charming in this book. Like I like his dialogue a lot.
Well, I liked him. I liked him in issue 1 too. You know, getting over on Hydra or whatever he was doing.
Yeah, all these fucking poser Hydra motherfuckers.
Awesome. Well, that's it. That is a wrap. Those are all the books. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Go to outrightgeekery.com. Check us out there. All the links to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all the socials, and our bonfire page, our Patreon page, all that good stuff. Leave us a tip, buy some merch, do all that awesome stuff. We got a bunch of stuff going on. Preview show tomorrow night at 7. Tuesday we're doing Geekterion Collection Fifth Element. Multipass. That's going to be so great. This is going to be us doing it though. Love that movie. Tune in for those. The Bullies are here tonight at probably about midnight Central Time. They'll be doing a show. Big Willie's here throughout the week. I think he is actually streaming right now on the Facebook and YouTube channels as we are interviewing somebody, opening boxes of swag, awesome stuff. So yeah, keep coming back. Next week we'll do top 5 comic book characters, and that'll be awesome. Thanks everybody for listening, but most of all, thanks to these jokers for hanging out with this joker.
Anytime, man.
We'll do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
A marathon this week, gentlemen.
There was all the news, man. We talked about a lot of stuff this week.
And I didn't think we would be as engaged as we were with all of the news stories. We went way longer on Lord of the Rings than I thought we would.